Well, as folks in Minneapolis go through the deep freeze, Justin Timberlake is heating things up.
The halftime show performer tossing around a football before giving us a few hints of what we can expect to see when he takes the stage on Sunday.
We're doing a few things with this halftime show that they've never quite done before.
Okay.
So I'm excited to do that. I always like to, I always like to push to be able to do something like that. But also too, I think on a more serious note, I think thinking about, it's a moment where you have the opportunity to bring so many people together through what I think is the greatest art form, which is music.
So, will Janet Jackson return to the stage with Timberlake after the now infamous wardrobe malfunction? Mark seems to think yes, but Timberlake says it will be just him and his band. But I guess we'll just have to see all about that on Sunday.
He's not going to give that up before the show.
Of course not.
All right. Well, what's your favorite part of the Super Bowl? The game, the halftime show, commercials, or the food? You can go to 12news.com/yourvoice to vote in our live interactive poll tonight. Final results coming up just before The Tonight Show. Flu medication fears.
A 16-year-old boy commits suicide 24 hours after taking Tamiflu.
Phoenix Open. How fast is the medical response when emergencies happen? The Verify team getting answers.
I'm tracking temps if you're headed to the TPC in Scottsdale.
Super Bowl 52, less than 72 hours away. Just one station tracking the top 5 Super Bowl commercials of all time.
All that as we count down to the Winter Olympics. Tonight, athletes are arriving.
The Valley's #1 night team just getting started.
It's the Big Game Tailgate Party.
It's your complete guide to watching the big game.
We've got some super easy recipes that really anyone can make, a preview of halftime and all the super entertainers, and some of the wildest prop bets. It's going to be super.
I see what you did there.
That's right. We're talking Justin Timberlake, Pink, great food, betting. What else do you need?
It's the Big Game Tailgate Party, Saturday at 6, only on 12 News.
Right now on 12 News at 10, the flu epidemic is absolutely surging in Arizona.
The outbreak is nearly as bad as the 2009 to 2010 season when we saw a global outbreak. The State Department of Health confirming nearly 1,500 more cases from January 21st to January 27th. bringing the total number of cases this season to a little more than 19,000. Now, Tamiflu can help, but the medicine can have side effects like seizures, hallucinations, and itchy skin.
But tonight, some parents and pediatricians are paranoid about prescribing it or giving it to their kids. Team 12's Rachel Cole joins us with why some parents think the antiviral drug is a potentially fatal prescription.
As if the flu itself wasn't enough to worry about, now this. The flu is widespread across the country, and we're told it hasn't even peaked yet. And now a new concern with these reports of bizarre side effects.
16-year-old Charlie Harp was your typical high school teen, loved football and his family, and says he was loved by everyone he met. His family now devastated, though, days after he took his own life. They say he never expressed suicidal thoughts. The only thing that changed was he started taking Tamiflu the day before.
So I started researching it, where children had been delusional, having, hallucinations. They just weren't in their right mind.
The family believes the medicine is the reason Charlie committed suicide, but there's no way of knowing for sure. The warning label, though, does state pediatric patients may be at increased risk of confusion and abnormal behavior.
If it's that big of an issue, why are we still prescribing it and giving it to our children?
The makers of Tamiflu tell 12 News, quote, "We cannot comment on the specific case you mentioned at this time, but added neuropsychiatric events have been reported during administration of Tamiflu in patients with influenza, especially in children and adolescents." These flu med fears have parents in limbo about what to do when their child gets sick.
I've never been panicked like that in my life.
But doctors say the panic may not be necessary.
They've read stuff on social media that don't give your child Tamiflu because there are risk of, and very rare risk of, seizures, confusion, and perhaps even more complicated neurologic symptoms. But those are exceedingly rare.
Pharmacists say despite growing concerns about dangerous side effects, the need for the medicine is vital.
Probably one of the highest demand years I've ever seen.
Tamiflu is recommended within 48 hours of showing symptoms. The most common side effects are nausea, vomiting, and headaches. In the newsroom, Rachel Cole, 12 News.